Hope you enjoyed that, headphone users.
Fuck you, headphone users.
No Man's Sky is coming out. I think it's going to be good. I love games like that where you just get to explore around. It looks beautiful. I'm a huge fan of OSTs, and if you haven't listened to it, the OST has been put online by the band that recorded it, and it's incredible. It's just an awesome,
Is it
awesome
infinite like the
soundtrack.
game?
It is not infinite like the game.
Shit.
But there is 17 trillion songs, all procedurally generated.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so there are some upsides here. It looks good though. But I think it's going to be a good
tired
time.
of like leaning over my neck.
Just to be in shot. Yeah, I know. But I'm actually pretty excited for it. So you guys disagree?
No.
I give you a week. I give you a week till you stop playing.
Yeah.
A week?
Well,
Yeah, what are you gonna do, dude? Just fly from planet to planet and that's it?
I'll throw on a podcast.
That's any game, though.
I'll do
What's
it
up?
and I'll go
It's
place
any
to place.
Yeah, but
like
Not-
90%,
no.
90% of the games.
No. League,
You'll-
Dota,
90. That's not.
Overwatch.
That's the 10%.
there's Monster Hunter.
That's the
Dark
10%.
Souls,
That's the 10%.
there's-
I
keep
still
going.
I played Dark Souls today,
Yeah,
dude.
Keep going. I've
Instead of setting up the studio so we could start on time, I was busy helping my friend beat the Rotten Greatwood in Dark Souls.
Yeah, he was kicking your ass.
lying.
All right. So you named what? 10 games. How many games are there in existence?
Just 10.
A billion.
Just 10.
All I know is Overwatch. I think Hearthstone might be in that list, and that's it.
Okay.
You might even say there's
Then two
only two
games.
games.
Diablo
There's only
3.
two.
What else?
Diablo what?
Diablo 4.
I didn't know.
not
I
it.
didn't know they went past the Diablo one.
Yeah, there's no Diablo 3. Like with Windows, there's no Windows 9.
Mm-hmm.
We just skip.
Gotcha.
Skip it. You go
Fair enough.
straight to 10.
Yeah, just straight in. Yeah, so we've got all these nice acoustic tiles to help get rid of the echo, but occasionally they're just like that. Like they're just falling down like,
I
constantly.
think we should get a crossbow, and we have it strictly only so
To
that when
fire the tiles down.
Yeah.
You actually win a prize if you manage to stick one of the tiles against
that
the
one.
wall. Yeah,
That one's gonna fall.
that one's gonna fall, and it's gonna be great when it does. I'm so actually really hyped for that. I think that's gonna be a good time.
place bets.
Place
Go.
How
bets
many, how many
now.
minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I'll give it 5.
I'll give it 15.
10.
I think 15 minutes it's gonna go. Is it so? If it goes above me, do I win? Like
No.
if it goes
Nope.
25
Sure.
minutes.
We all lose.
It's gotta be exact. You get a full minute
This is-
where it's your minute, but that's it.
Okay, but I don't want the full minute. Also, Memory Bland thinks we're just building up to a porn. He's like, just put your dicks in each other already.
It's
I
building
mean,
up.
we're waiting for the finale,
Yeah,
but
We're waiting for the pizza guy.
we have to. We just got started. You already want us to get to the good part? I mean,
It's true. I'm wearing
we got
my.
whoa.
Don't ban us,
Well,
Twitch,
that's
please.
why I went home and I equipped my leggings.
Your Super spandex.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hope we don't get that.
I hope you guys,
Those are
hopefully
nice
you
boxers.
guys can't
You're
tell,
penguins.
but it is
Yeah.
extremely, extremely hot in this room.
sweltering.
It is absolutely blazing, and we're not talking in the 420 cents. It is like 100 degrees
We
in
wish.
here.
We
Yeah,
fucking
no.
We
If we were
wish.
smoking in this room, it would be so much worse.
What if?
Man.
Well, would you even notice?
Yeah.
At some
The
point,
scent would be barbaric, just crippling, absolutely crippling.
Go green.
would
Go
you
green?
Yeah.
Wait, Vape Nation.
would you rather be in this room right now or walk to Mordor?
One
I mean, if
cannot simply walk to Mordor. Dude. Come on.
We have to
Can you
pod.
Uber?
We have
Can
we,
you Uber tomorrow?
we have to podcast
Yes.
there. Yeah,
Can
but the fees are outrageous.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because if you do Lyft or Uber, you're responsible for all the damage.
Really?
Yeah, so if you like kick out a tire or if you kick out a window or something, I mean, you're responsible for that. Likewise, if they drive into Mordor, I'm almost certain they're responsible for the melted tires and
I see.
the
The
orc
arrows.
damage. Yeah.
All the arrows.
Yeah, man, I remember that orc damage. It's terrible, absolutely awful orc damage. Nobody wants that, and I don't think it is actually covered by any kind of insurance that's known to man thus far. Maybe Allstate. Allstate's good about that kind of shit.
But it's expensive as fuck.
But
That's
you're
true.
in good hands, though. So
You are in
yeah,
good
you're
hands.
in good hands. They'll send a elf archer. to
Ah,
protect your
I
car.
see.
Yeah.
What do you see with your
Uh,
elven eyes? I see that your rates just went through the roof.
And you're using Geico. The fuck, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, shit.
So instead of like a good neighbor, it's cradle me in your arms, baby. I need you to come find me. And then just an Allstate agent comes out from the shadows.
Mhm.
It's like you
It's
rang.
summoned. It's summoned. Yeah.
And we just start choking out there, and then it's done. It's all done. Anyway, back to topic.
No Man's Sky?
15 minutes, dude. I'm calling it 15. I think it's gonna last the whole time.
I'm past my 2.
Yeah,
You guys-
I'm
you guys
close to
already
5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Battling the fucking catch here.
I'm on
But
you.
so what I was arguing was, when was the last time you played Minecraft?
No, not in a long time. But I did
But-
play Minecraft for a long time.
But you did what?
I did play Minecraft
Right.
for a long time.
But
I
if
have
you
not
went back
played
and
in a
you
while.
played Minecraft for like a couple hours, like if we played Minecraft tonight,
Okay.
like you'd have fun, right?
Absolutely.
I'd say that No Man's Sky's probably the same thing.
So like every time we come back to it, it's fun.
It's not that it's a tool set per se. It's a guaranteed fun time because it gives you the opportunity to say, like, you know what, I'm feeling like doing this today, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do whatever. And then the moment that you're done, you can leave. Think of it like going to a buffet. You know, you go and you can eat until you're done, and then when you're done, you leave. But you paid for the entrance, and that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
No one's forcing you to eat. You don't feel like you're obligated to do anything. You don't have to tip anyone. You don't have to worry about the mess because they'll clean it for you. It's an experience where you can stay there as long as you like, but whenever you're ready to leave, you just leave.
Okay.
That's it.
That almost sounds pleasant.
I'm not saying it's
Almost.
not a fun game. I'm not saying it has or doesn't have issues because obviously we haven't played it.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have played it.
5 out of 10. IGN.
I'm sure the game
I'm sure
is
it's
probably
gonna get, like,
fun.
straight sevens or whatever.
Yeah.
I read about how they made the game using some like math theorem
Yep.
that was describing how to do the procedurally generated world and stuff.
Well, that's how
So I'm
you
sure-
know, all procedural generation has this kind of basis in mathematics, which is kind of what appeals me to the game almost.
I'm sure
Like-
it's a nice showcase of it. I'm sure it's really fun, and I don't want this to be taken as any sort of way like, oh, I'm not super excited. I am. You know, I want to see the game. I want to play it, but it's definitely not something where I'm gonna play it and I know where the beginning is. I know where the end is.
Yeah.
And then once I've reached the end, I'll know it's the end, and I don't have to come back to it.
It'll tell you. It'll just go black. This will go black and say at the end.
Like you play a game like Dark Souls, you know where the ending is. It's the end of the game, and then if you want to play New Game Plus, you know where that ending is too.
But you know the thing about Dark Souls that every time you New Game Plus, like there's a whole new set of challenges to go through,
Really?
and yeah, no, so like there'll be new enemies. There's like new items to
I thought
collect.
Dark Souls 3 didn't do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
does-
I mean, new items, sure, but there was no new enemy placements or
I don't
no new.
I don't know if there's no new enemy placements, but the enemies are stronger, which
Okay.
is
Well,
like that's something
standard
that
New
is
Game
something to go
Plus.
through. Yeah, but that's a good thing still. Like
Yeah.
I really enjoy I don't want to go walk through an area and get kick the shit out of everything, especially in a game like Dark Souls where I'm
Yeah.
kind of expecting to have
To
some
kick
amount of
shit out of
difficulty.
you.
Yeah, exactly. And when when you do Dark Souls New Game Plus, you really get that like I know my character was such a badass before, and now I'm just getting fucked by every single grandma who likes to set herself on fire and give me a hug.
Right.
And it just it gets good again, which
Fair
is a good time. So yeah. Have any of you guys tried Lucio Ball?
No.
No.
Not touch Overwatch.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen
I was
it
watching
too.
my friend play yesterday.
And it plays a lot like Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Rocket
Rocket
Ball.
Ball.
Lucio
Wiggity, wiggity,
Ball.
wiggity, wiggity.
That's Rocket Power.
That's the same thing.
It's not.
Yeah, they're absolutely the same.
No,
both
they're not.
both California
No,
based.
stop.
But Rocket
Lucio Ball.
Lucio Ball. There we go. Sorry. My
Lucio
mind, my
League?
mind was dreaming of
Lucio
balls and
League.
cars.
Rocket Lucio League?
Rocket Lucio League. Lucio Ball looks so much fun. And while I'm not a huge fan of the Olympics, I can definitely get behind games like incorporating real life events inside of like everyday.
So, are you a fan of Mario and Sonic at the Olympics?
That is the prime example.
That was a good party game. I don't care what anyone says.
Competitive.
What about Winter Games?
I have no idea.
What is Wonder Games?
Winter
Winter
Games.
Games.
Winter Games?
It's Mario and Sonic at the Winter Games.
That sounds way less fun. Well, if only because whenever I watch the Winter Games, I'm immediately bored. It's like what? There's like
Snow.
curling. I will say speed skating looks phenomenal. It looks like there's silver surfing all the way around the ring, just like
Silver Surfer.
But wouldn't you enjoy it that much better if there were like handguns
no,
or like swords?
no.
Wait, that's what we have now in Rio. There's just guns everywhere. People shooting at each other.
So when you go to the local like roller rink, there's just people with guns and you're just
Yeah, there's about a like 90% chance that you're gonna get killed. So you're always on edge. So if you survive the Olympics, you get a gold medal.
oh nice gold medals for everyone.
Mhm.
I hear
Everyone
those things
that
are worth.
survives.
I hear those
If you
things are
get
worth
shot
money.
once, that's silver, and if you die, that's bronze.
Yeah, if you get to keep your legs, bang bang, you're in the right spot, which is a good thing. Okay,
That son of a bitch ceiling tile has lasted
15 minutes, dude. I'm calling it. I'm telling
it's
you.
gonna
how
drop.
long? How long has it been?
I think we're past the
Since
10
we
minute mark.
Started. I don't know. There's no live indicator on
It's
this
been like
because I'm not.
8 or 9 minutes.
I think we're past the 10-minute mark.
No, not yet.
We gotta be.
Almost.
I'm
We'll
like
see.
sweating into my eyeballs. I'm gonna start like
Inside.
crying soon. It's gonna be like,
Your heart is
yeah,
sweating.
look
Your
at
heart's
this.
going like this. shit.
Look at this bitch on stream going down. Hey, Noldies, good to see you in the chat.
Hey, welcome to the first live.
Yeah, the
podcast.
first live Skill Floor stream. This is an event for us anyway. You know, we got this new studio. We're like, all right, we're gonna do all kinds of stuff, and live podcasts have been something we've been talking about for a little while.
And then we got the vibe and we stopped.
Yeah, then we
stopped.
we
for
got
like
the vibe.
2 days
Yeah,
and we're back.
that's something. Oh my god. So, this is something that you brought up was like, you know, VR stuff in particular. That's something you really need to experience on your own before you can get an appreciation for it.
And I hate it. I hate that that's what everyone and their mothers and their daughters are saying. I hate how that's the only thing I
Look
see
at me, man.
when
I don't have any kids.
I don't know.
I don't have any kids.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Positive.
I'm positive.
I
You have a
thought
mother
Phil was
though,
your
right?
child.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
There you go. Your
Two
mom said it,
sisters.
right?
your mom was in it. Yeah, your mom was included. He was thinking of your mom when he said that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
my
why I
mom
looked
tried
at
the vibe. She liked it.
Mhm.
But I just every article that I read, this was some in the period of like 6 to 2 months ago.
Mhm.
I was reading about VR just because I try to stay updated on stuff, and that was like the big thing. And I remember reading everyone was saying like, "Oh man, you got to try it to believe it." Like, I know it sounds cliche, but you got to try it. And there was just something about that rubbed me the wrong way, and I hate the fact that now I'm the asshole who has to say the same thing. Like, no, you got to try it to believe it. But no joke, like I think it was a line in the article I wrote. It was a borderline like a religious experience.
Yeah.
Maybe for someone who went to school to study like 3D art for video games, because that's what I did. It was at least the art one. Like fuck all the shooty ones, the horror ones. Like all those were fun. They were really great.
Yeah.
But the tilt brush, that was what the first thing I started with. That's the first thing you guys loaded me up on, and I was like in there for 3 hours, and it was insanity.
Yeah.
It blew my mind.
Absolutely nuts, yeah. And you know, tilt brush is such a good way to get people started on it. By the way, Jake's talking shit about your mom.
She'll fight you, bitch.
She will actually eat your children. But tilt brush is such a great way to get people started because there's not really like an objective. You know, we were just talking about here's a tool set you can work with and you can play around with. And tilt brush is the perfect example of that, where it's like, you know, this is painting, this is something that you're familiar with, this is something that you know, but here it is presented in a way that you've never seen. Like if Bob Ross could do tilt brush,
Oh, shit.
and just
Jesus.
like, you know, let's paint a nice little cloud here, and then it's like glowing at you and just like
You
radiating
can
light.
walk around it and
Yeah.
do it.
You know,
Look careful underneath.
I think that would be such an incredible experience. And there's all of these like live shows now coming out too. Oh man, Jake's talking shit actually about my mom.
Oh, good.
Weep. Yeah, so it's fine. It's okay. My mom can't do anything.
Well,
Haunting.
why don't you?
What do you mean?
Yeah, like now the responsibility of fighting in her name has fallen to you.
Nah, not worth it.
All right.
But
You tried, I guess.
yeah, but so here's the. Oh fuck! I lost my train of thought.
Kicker.
Yeah. Yeah, so now there's all these like other forms of media that are coming out for the Vive too, so it's not just games. And I think we're going to see a lot more like 3D space being integrated into not porn. Hopefully not porn.
No,
A
that's
little bit of porn.
That's if
It's
it's
gonna happen.
it's video games first, porn second, everything else third.
Yeah,
No, I think porn already took over. There's a bunch of VR porn.
I know.
yeah. Is there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess
That
whole
was
section
like
on
that was a
Pornhub.
third of the articles that I read was how they were talking about like, wow, so I tried VR porn just to try it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
yeah. It's like here, enjoy this.
How was it? How did they like it?
Everyone
Okay.
was very uncomfortable with how close.
Everything
It
is.
felt-
Can you like walk around them while they're doing it and just
I
like
think the
be
ones
a
that I
voyeur?
saw were basically it
POVs?
was it was
Okay.
you weren't able to move. All you were able to do is tilt your head. So you just sat
Weird.
there in an uncomfortable position while
Getting your
things happened
imaginary
over you.
dick sucked.
I don't know why there hasn't been a combination of games
but,
and porn. Wait, no, porn games.
Apparently,
Go to Newgrounds.
The more pleasant perspective was being the guy, and women agreed. Like women tried the thing on too, and they were like, when they were the girl, and there was just like balls
They were
and
just
stuff
getting
like
pounded.
it was like, this is awful. I don't like this. I'd rather be the guy. Being the guy is so much more fun, visually speaking.
You've got to.
Well, you get to look at a woman. Oh, guys, sweaty balls.
I mean, you could like, if you were the girl, you could like look down and like look at your own tits, and it'd be a fun time,
okay.
I guess. I don't know.
But then you see the guy's butthole, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, but if you like look up and see Gat, you're not gonna be like,
It's just
you're gonna be immediately like pulled
Just
out.
like, oh, please, just look
me
down, look down. I don't want this. That would be like the ultimate like prank, is you could just if you could set up a program to just swap faces with
Oh,
anything
no.
people were doing in game
With, like-
one other person's face.
Yeah, you have to make different facial expressions too, like, oh, like your mad face too.
Yeah. That's the enemy face swap. That's the shopkeeper face swap, and it's just like, bye. All kinds of stuff like that, which would be just so ridiculous. I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what mods come out for VR and what kind of things that people do with that, because I think there's a lot more potential.
What if they mix
for doing
those two
shit like that.
genres, like porn and games? It
Yeah,
was
someone
like
just-
the porn
someone just pointed
experience.
There's already
Like-
porn games.
Yeah.
No. But it's
I mean,
like,
like-
have you ever wanted to feel what it's like to be in a porn, but you don't actually want like bodily fluids all over you? Then please
That's all-
try
that's
this
half
out.
the fun, dude.
And what it is, it's like
casting
there's like
couch,
a,
the experience.
there's like a director yelling at you like, "We need more emotion from your face.
Yeah.
We need you to like really be."
Well, that's immediately what came to my head when you started talking about this. Was like, what if you just wanted to learn to be a porn director, and so what you did is you just did one of these VR simulations in like a room, and you just like shot your own scenes, and you would learn like the ins and outs of porn filming. We should make a porn film tutorial like
Oh,
in VR.
Getch does porn.
First project. So I'll play the girl and the guy, so I can finally fulfill the my lifelong dream of wanting to fuck myself.
That's my dream too. I just want to
Wait,
watch.
Fucking me or fucking yourself or
Watching
watching me
you.
fuck
Fucking
myself. Yeah.
Yep. Just
That's the dream.
Bucket list.
dig in your butt.
You know, you could do it for more things than porn too. Jake just said, I think Jake just said an eye contact simulator should be released because apparently he struggles with it. You know, so you can do all kinds of things like,
Stare into a person's eyes.
you know, the Amazon Echo has like these apps you can get for it where one of them is like, it's like a therapist and it'll just say like positive things to you. Like you'll tell it a problem, it'll be like,
Nice penis. It's not tiny.
it's like, you're right. I
not
do
small.
have an enormous dongle. Then the song clicks on and it's like,
God.
I look at my...
There we go.
Hey!
It was past 15 minutes.
Look at the
It's got to be.
Yeet camera here.
You're right,
How many minutes?
17.
Ha!
Yeah,
you lose.
and that we started that one like 3
You
or
were
4 minutes
close.
late.
You were close,
Yeah.
but
So 12.
I give it to you.
That's-
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Oh,
How long before it falls through the floor? I give it 2,000 years.
Okay.
10.
You can
Its
do-
molecules will align perfectly with the floor, and it'll
Mhm.
just go right through.
yeah.
nobody wins.
Nobody wins this game. This is a lose-lose.
It's like war.
But
Nobody wins.
everyone already does, you know, these, like there's flight simulators that people actually use to learn to fly. You can do things like public speaking or things like that. The one, so I did a presentation when I was back in my college days in a theater class where I was talking about, you know, VR, the best part of VR I don't think is going to be the games. It's going to be like, you can go watch Suicide Squad at your house, but you can do it with your friends in
Or
a
like the Super Bowl.
VR theater, or like the Super Bowl or anything like that. And I think that's game changing. That's huge, is because, you know, all of a sudden you can be at your house and still socialize. That's basically what our phones let us do. But now you can do it with a physical space and with actual presence.
Several people having VR headset in your house.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I get the positive side of that, but at least the one thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way about that idea is just, do we really need like more like a bigger excuse to further like isolate ourselves into like these tiny groups, and that's the only people we
Oh, but
interact
that's
with?
such,
Yeah, dude.
you know, that's such
People are the
bullshit.
worst.
It's
Come on.
like,
And it's
yeah.
gonna keep happening. It's not like
You know,
you say
it's
something's
we're
gonna
not
stop it.
isolating ourselves. Like I talk to more people than I ever was able to before, thanks to things like the internet, thanks to things like, you know, like the speedrunning communities. Everyone's so friendly and hype there.
Sure.
Like if I wanted to play Netrunner, I'd have to go out and I'd have to find people to play Netrunner with. But now I can just go online and do it and talk to people in the Netrunner community
and get kidnapped.
and get kidnapped by people who like Netrunner, which is fine because I love Netrunner.
Well, I guess so. Something like Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah.
That was something that, well, it didn't force me, but it allowed me the opportunity to speak with people like in real life, something that I would never have done before. I wouldn't go up to random people and be like, "Hey, man, you on that Snapchat? You?"
Oh, it's because you have a point of interest and you see them playing.
But what's
mean-
the difference between the? Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's just you. I go out. I don't talk to anyone, even though there's like 100 people right
Fair
next to me.
It's
Like
just-
I'll
I mean,
go
I
out
guess-
in a crowd and everyone's
do you wear a
catching
backwards
Pokemon.
hat and have a lone wolf T-shirt? And you're
No,
like,
I just I
not
don't
speaking
care.
to
I
me.
don't
I'm
like
the
to talk
only
to
one.
people. People still come up to me,
genius.
but I'm just like I'll still like just be there by myself. And
they walk up to you like, I play Reaper. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk to you.
yeah,
Shit.
get out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like me and my brother and like another friend, and we'll just be in our own group. There'll be like hundreds of people right next to us, all playing Pokemon, and just I still don't have any interest to talk to anyone else.
I think there's an argument to be made about going out and exploring your city, about going out and exploring the place that you live in. I do not think that the argument that, oh yeah, you're going to be more social thanks to this thing is meaningful. So, that
It was a
kinda what
point
that
to
is.
bring up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but it's the same with anything like Destiny. Like I've met people because of Destiny, which is
Same.
kind of a weird thing. I've heard stories about people getting married through WoW and
Oh,
all
yeah.
kinds
Yeah.
of stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
But that's been out for 10 years.
I know a couple.
More.
Yeah. Do you think there's anyone who meet because of Eve and then they marry and then that person just wanted to steal their Eve credentials
Fuck,
and all
dude.
of their
It's
money
just
and
a plan
shit?
to infiltrate
Possible.
and like blow up a massive ship.
And the
on
person
inside.
just like is too ashamed to write about it because of how devastating and
like they
tragic
have kids,
the
and their
event
kids
was.
have kids,
Yeah.
and it just
Going for the long con.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lock on.
20 years later.
allowing them to build up an empire before they whisk it away.
If that happened to you, wouldn't you just like off yourself? Like,
No,
What's the point?
over a game? Absolutely not. No,
No,
but it's Eve.
he would
It's not a
definitely kill
game.
the girl. You'd definitely murder her. If
I don't
that
think so.
happened to
I mean, it
Oh, come
depends. Like if it was generations of building, maybe. I don't know.
years.
you.
and
If she
years
was,
and
if you
years.
found out she was in it for the long con and just like you had kids
Let's
and
face it,
everything.
I'm not
shit.
the best looking fellow around. I knew something was up the second they agreed to marriage. It just so happened if it's Eve, like they could be going for so many other things. I'm happy that it's just Eve they're trying to do. But yeah, I think that there's all games create social space. That's just a fact. Pokemon Go did it in a really specific way that is really approachable, and that makes you go outside and get some exercise, which is always a great thing. There are other ways to do that. I'm excited for the day when people are doing yoga with Vive headsets on and like inside of like a Vive yoga studio or something like that, which will be potentially ridiculous.
Well, then let me ask you this: all right, the group in general.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about the difference between AR and VR?
Yeah, so this is something that's come up quite a bit. And so when I was over at Iowa State doing research on HCI stuff, there was one guy in particular who was doing AR work. And what he would do is he'd put these like QR codes on things, and then you would wear these AR glasses. And when you looked at the QR code, it would tell you which part you needed to connect things to. So he had it on like his motherboard, and then there was like a thing inside of them on the graphics card that would be like, this goes here. And he really wants to use it, and actually John Deere really wants to use this technology to try and speed up production and limit the number of mistakes in production. So it's practical from that perspective. I also just really fucking like the idea of you walking around with a VR, with an AR overlay. Like, your messages have showed up here. I think phones are kind of this intermediary step between like full, oh man, I sound like such a fucking pothead, full
geez.
full AR integration, or full technological integration. And it's just it's one step down the process, and I think that AR is probably the next kind of leap on the ladder for this
it'll
kind of
be
thing.
like the internet. I
Yeah,
guess.
it'll be yeah. I don't know. That's kind of a challenge. I will say that I will throw so much money at the first person to make an AR shooter work. Like you're
outside?
in an area with people, and then all of a sudden it's like there's a game starting here in like this amount of time, and then all of a sudden like there's a game going on.
Ooh. Pull out your phone.
I think that was already a thing.
If
Wasn't it?
I don't know. It might be. If someone did it, like if you guys know something like that, put it up in the chat. I'll read it.
I think it is a thing. Like you use your phone to like shoot people and like you know, you can look around and stuff.
Is it
like that.
good?
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
I remember seeing
that's
like a
a-
trailer for it like months ago.
Well, just think of it this way. I mean, it's your phone. I'm sure if you had like a glasses type thing you put on your face, and it was more of like a smoother transition.
Google glasses.
There's an entire like AR game section apparently. Jake, dude, you're on top of it. Also, do you think Pokemon Go would be too dangerous with VR goggles on?
With VR goggles on?
Yeah. So like you're walking around with the Vive outside. Yes, that is absolutely dangerous.
You die pretty. I've
Yeah.
seen people almost die with no goggles.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally jumping into traffic.
People just in their car
Falling off
driving
cliffs.
while playing Pokemon Go.
With
Brian,
VR.
just not safe. Not safe, Brian. You're gonna
I
get
don't
yourself
know.
killed. You're
I
gonna
don't
kill
know what you're talking
someone. You're gonna be one of those PSAs where you hit a small girl and her mom walks out and is like, "Why'd you do this?"
I
And you're
definitely
like,
don't deliver
I needed
pizza.
another sparrow.
Definitely don't deliver pizza and try to catch pidgeys.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like me.
That's really easy though.
Yeah.
Driving and playing Pokemon Go, that's really easy.
Easy.
VR and playing
Easy.
driving though.
Jesus.
Did you guys see the 3D printed case for Pokemon Go?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
The one
Yeah.
with the battery.
perfect shot.
I didn't see one with the battery.
There's
Yeah,
one
there's
that's
one,
it's a
yeah.
Pokédex, and then it's also got like a battery in it.
That is hype. Oh my god.
Mhm.
The old school one, the
Yeah, that's
first
the way to
generation
cash out.
Pokédex.
Grey Waves linked a video to Father.io, which is a real first-person shooter. I see a hipster dude sitting next to an Asian guy, and it's like, there's a battle starting soon.
Who you know it's dope then.
It's
Here
true.
it goes.
If hipsters and Asian people are going,
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
I'll check it out. It might. I think that that's the kind of thing that I'd absolutely love. So, I like laser tag way more than I think most people like laser tag. We should do
Never,
laser tag
never
sometime.
been to a laser
Didn't
tag,
we do
ever.
laser tag like a couple years ago?
Ever.
I don't think we did.
I think maybe we did.
There's one.
There is.
Atlantis on
Yeah,
Broadway.
there's one on Broadway that's
It's
real
okay.
close,
Yeah.
and
It's okay.
it's all
I
right.
got bored with it, dude.
it's
With
just
laser tag or with that place
Yeah.
in particular?
With probably laser tag, I would just go and then I'd be like top on the charts, and I'm just like, this is no fun. I have no competition.
I mean,
I think it's more.
you need to go when the little kids go because
Oh.
they're
Oh,
short and
okay.
low to the ground and they dominate, and it's not just because pedophilia reasons.
it is
There's some
half-
like
I'll just
half of it.
use one of them as a shield.
just a small child,
up.
Yeah.
and whenever he's come off ping down, you shoot him for the 3 points.
I'll use his gun to shoot other people too.
Wait a
Although I
minute,
won't get points for that though.
He's at the top of the leaderboard. You're second place.
My bad.
Yeah, I guess my right hand's more accurate than my left hand.
No, I went a couple times with friends and everything, and it'd be like me and one friend on the top of the boards, and then just like everyone else, and it just would be like consistently, and we both got bored really quickly.
So then, how would you improve the experience?
Well, first of all, people need to be like the same
hard.
tier of
Of
skills.
play.
You have to play
'Cause-
Reaper.
You know, that's
Yeah.
what Phil does in like his free time, is shooters and stuff like that. So
It's
So
second.
wait,
it comes
do you put
natural.
CS:GO players inside the place.
No, they'd start stacking on each other.
Yeah.
See,
They got an op.
have you ever tried airsoft?
No.
Okay, I did airsoft for about 2 years because we happened to have a friend whose backyard was insanity. He had a jungle in his backyard.
Cool.
Tigers,
It
cougars,
was just
elephants.
it was crazy, and maybe it was because of the limitations that forced. For example, the fact that we had limited ammunition at any one point. We only had the amount of magazines that we can carry on us and whatever is ever in the gun at the time. So when you're out, you're out. You're basically
Can you
just walking
carry a
around. It's-
lot though?
Yeah.
Like, I would carry like.
But
Just be
you
absolutely
were
covered.
you were limited by
You do
how
that with
much
paintballs, and some dude just fucking Titan tackles you and just splashes all the paint on you.
you were limited by how much money you were willing to spend on extra magazines.
Which is not a factor.
There you go.
Because, come on, let's face it. I have credit cards.
Yeah.
So go
So-
bankrupt.
I'll put that shit. I'll go bankrupt for that shit.
I'll go
If I can Rambo some people, I'll pay all the money in the world.
But that shit, like, it was probably some of the most fun I've ever had. And I'd done laser tag, and I enjoyed it. The one problem I had with laser tag is that the spaces are always too small. I think
Mm-hmm.
the one
Kinda.
experience with the laser tag arena that I thought was pretty great, except for the fact that I almost died doing it, was Boomers used to have a laser tag like place.
Tell me someone like brought a lightsaber and just sprinted
No,
through the
it was the
laser tag,
fact that,
slapping people with
that
it.
Boomer's laser tag thing was like this inflatable thing,
Oh yeah.
but it had these like portal door things, but they were elevated off the ground. They were like zippered things, and then if you weren't picking up your feet high enough, you'd trip and die.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't great, but it was fun because it was dark. It was they had like a fog machine going in, so it wasn't as easy to
Navigate.
walk around. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you should just join the military, dude. It's like an FPS but better graphics.
Oh right.
Oh, is that
Except
all?
on
Is
there-
And
that
no
what it
respawn.
is?
No
Except,
respawn,
yeah,
no
if you
respawn.
lag there,
This podcast
there's no
sponsored by
respawn.
the U.S.
You
Army.
lag there, clipping
Yeah.
through walls.
But definitely, if I had to recommend
Netcode sucks
something
in
like
US
if you wanted to do something like laser tag and you want it to be at least I would say if you wanted to give something a chance, I'd say go for the airsoft thing, because if you go to a field that's like decent enough, you got people who are like gonna play it like seriously, not just like a bunch of little kids on a birthday.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
The thing so we did paintball in Iowa, and that was just so visceral and just so much fun. I will say that while I consider myself decent at laser tag, I absolutely get fucked in paintball. Like
No accuracy?
No accuracy. I just can't get the shots lined up right because the ball arcs,
Oh, fair enough.
and it's just something I suck at. But I will say that it's tons of fun paintball is absolutely one of those things I would love to do sometime, just like skill floor wise. Just I think it would be such a great time. You know, laser tag, any of that stuff. There's an escape the room in San Diego now. The fact that we have not gone yet is
Escape the room.
disgusting.
Yeah, I saw a guy with like a sign at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I mean that's where I heard about it.
Escape the room. What is it?
So you get locked in a room,
Okay.
and there's a bunch of clues hidden around, and it usually culminates in you having to enter some code into a wall, and the code comes from the clues that you gather throughout the escape the room.
Is it a time limit or is it best time?
It's timed. So it is best time, but if you don't complete it by a certain time, you lose.
Get out.
You get kicked out. Yeah. You know, one of my friends did it, and not the one in San Diego. She did one in Wisconsin, and she did like plus 0.2 seconds because they finished it just after they had run out of time, and they still gave them the victory. But it's so much fun. It's absolutely something that's worth doing. There's 3 of them that we did as a group over at Syracuse Mall. There was one that's like Pharaoh, like Egypt related. There's one that was spy related, and the spy one you have to like jump through lasers.
Cool.
And you
Oh,
know,
wow.
if you picture me trying to jump through
already
ásers,
seen you
I
going
am
through the
I am
cave.
I am
Already
not a
seen you.
coordinated human,
Already
and
seen
they were
you.
like, all right, Getch, don't fuck it up. And of course I was like, all right, I'm gonna go first. So then I started like going through these things, and it's just like beep 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 beep, and they're like, Getch, stop fucking up. Anyway, I got to the end, and then everyone else got to the end, and my friend Eric looks at the wall. He's like, you know, you could have turned the lasers off and let everyone through.
Oh my god.
And they're like, you're a piece of shit, Getch. Not only did you trip the lasers, you also have the observation powers of a blind owl. And so it's just, you know, it was a fun time, but I fucked up. But yeah, they're a really, really good time. Absolutely a good time.
If I had to recommend something, just to finish the thought on the air, I just remembered what was the most fun. It was fun enough where in the one class where I had to come up with a board game from scratch to finish, which I actually have. It's in my trunk. What we did was we adapted, you know, the movie The Thing.
Professional.
yeah.
What happened was we would have one guy start off as the Thing, and he would walk around with no weapons, no nothing. But if it was like tag, he touched you, then you're also infected. You had to drop your gun. And I think the moment that sticks out with me the most was one where it was dusk, like the sun had started going down, and there was I think 3 people left, and we just decided, you know what? There was a time limit also. I think on how long we play. I think we kept it at 15 minutes so that it didn't just end. Like last until either ammunition was gone or until people got bored.
Okay.
So I think we were 5 minutes left before the game ended, and we decided, you know what, we're just gonna be little bitches. We're gonna hide in like his tool shed. I want you to stay here because there's only one way in. It's the door, and we're just gonna face the door. And as we're waiting, I think the time goes down to 2 minutes. And right as we're like, shit, we're totally gonna do this. One guy runs up to one of the windows, which was protected by like the mosquito screen, breaks through, grabs the guy, and yanks him out of the tool shed, and leaves, I think, me and one other guy.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
I love moments like that where it's like, okay, we've got this plan. Let's get it set in motion, and then life shows up at your door, and it's just like, no,
Nope.
You're ready now, or you're not ready at all.
Mm-hmm.
Flashbacks to watching Leroy Jenkins play World of Warcraft back in my prime youth.
You were part of the raid?
No, I wish.
You wish.
Not really. I never got into WoW. That was just never
Good,
something I
good,
did.
Good.
It's like, you know,
Good.
Why was it good?
Good.
why?
You would be a totally different person.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'd
Probably.
Probably. Oh, well, yeah. I was having this conversation with Abraham last night, where like, I used to be way more into video games like than I am now. That's like all that I talked about and like all that I did for a long time. And then my dad moved to Ohio, and I started living with my mom, and she made less money than he did, and just wasn't able to afford that Hobbit. She wasn't able to afford that Hobbit video games.
Whoa, hold up.
And so things just, you know, kind of fell off for me. I started playing with Beanie Babies a lot and like making up little stories. I don't know. My video game addiction or fondness or whatever you want to call it gave way to this other kind of way to have fun.
Fantasy,
Yeah,
RPG,
kind of
role playing.
I read a lot. I did a bunch of other stuff,
Oh,
but
nerd.
yeah. But now I'm like, there's so much, like if I had continued on that route, I would be so like on the wire of like video game news and like information.
I don't know. I would argue because I was like that. I think I was able to continue maybe a little bit longer. And for me, what happened was I got burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
It became this thing where once it started being more my responsibility to like spend my own money and make sure like to be like an intelligent like consumer, it was a lot harder because then I would spend $60 and I play a game. This is garbage.
Yeah.
One of the best examples was Alpha Protocol. So I don't know if you guys ever played.
No, I think I heard of it.
I've seen
heard
the
of it.
cover of it. And I
It
think,
was like Mass Effect, but spies is the
shit.
closest I can describe it.
okay.
I don't even.
It
like
was
Mass
it was
Effect.
terrible. It was maybe I was harsh at the moment. Maybe it was because I walked to the GameStop,
Yeah. Well,
bought
so
it, walked back.
That's my
played
point.
it, and I
Is that
hated
there is
it.
nothing more frustrating, I would say, than going out and spending money on this game that you think is going to be good than it being total shit.
No, not just that, but the fact that when I played it for like an hour and a half, it's like, okay, half an hour and I hate this, but I'm gonna keep going. Maybe it gets better. It was awful. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Walked back in the hot sun to GameStop. I was like, I need to return this because this is garbage. And like, all right, well, we're gonna buy it from you, but for $30. So you're fucked.
Yeah,
it's
if
like,
you buy it
this
used, is a lot better.
I was so pissed off because I spent $30 on a terrible, miserable 3 hours.
This game just looks like
Shit.
it's something, man.
So,
you could probably put the trailer
with
on after.
with
when you
so
upload it to YouTube.
with so many games coming out, with so many disappointments, with so much that you had to keep up, every so often, like in order to experience games as a whole, you kind of have to like have all the consoles because there's a console exclusives. If you want to try anything Nintendo, you need a Nintendo console, and you need both. You need the handheld and the home console. So it just became kind of this chore, which is why the reason why I was inspired, not just because there was something that I wanted to write about to contribute, to like the stuff that we put out, but literally when I tried the VR thing, it was the most fun I've ever had in years.
Yeah.
Like that joy that I got from playing games when I was a lot younger, that I wrote it in the article, that the joy that you get when you finally stop sucking, when it's not just like, oh, your older brother or your cousin like lets you borrow a game, you're like, shit,
When
what is
you
this
hit
Tomb Raider thing?
The
I hate
skill
this.
floor.
What?
What?
Yes.
Huh? We're good at video games.
It's when you finally beat your first game, when you finally reach like a boss and you're like, oh my god, I get this now. My fingers are actually responding. This is great. Like there was no feeling like it until that experience like a couple days
Yeah.
ago.
I mean, you think like Kingdom Hearts, right? So Kingdom Hearts is a game that's built almost entirely to be totally beatable to like your average fellow, like your average 13-year-old kid who really, really likes
Who's into
My
anime.
Chemical Romance and
Who's a weeb.
other emo shit. And then they put Sephiroth in that game like, this is a challenge that not everyone's going to do. It's optional. But for me, like going into that game, that was like it. Like beating Sephiroth was like all I could think about for a long time. And it's for that exact feeling you're pointing out, which is I want to get the rush, like this success. And I think, for people like Phil, when you're going into the WoW, you're doing WoW Arena, I imagine that's the same exact feeling is like, I
Yes.
want the triumph of beating someone who is at my skill or greater. And when you don't get that, it's almost like the games aren't fun unless you're getting that, like, I am beating someone who is
Better.
challenging or who is good.
Yeah, if I'm playing a single player game, there's almost no enjoyment other
Mhm.
than just like the story and like getting the game for like, like everything, like the story, music,
Maybe the game
characters. Like, I don't get any enjoyment from other like playing it.
Yeah.
Like, I need a challenge. I need I guess maybe WoW has ruined me from just competing for like 10 years or longer. That I just need to be like on the brink of like killing someone or being killed, and I just can't.
Managing to scrape it out.
I
or something.
can't like get that rush from like single player games at all. I
Hmm.
don't get that fulfillment at all. It's just very dull
Mhm.
unless I'm playing something that's like against someone else. Like Overwatch is very fun because I get to fight
Oh, it's
against
all
people.
PvP.
I think
Yeah.
I think it would be hilarious to sit down and make you play something like
Oh no.
Final Fantasy 1.
no, okay, not just a Final Fantasy, like go out and play Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. Or it's like it's a walking simulator.
Oh,
Everyone disappears.
okay.
You walk at like
Why do you want
2 miles an hour.
Why do you want Phil to strangle you?
I don't know, because he wouldn't strangle me. I think he would just be bored and frustrated, in that order. So he'd be bored, and then I'd be like, Phil, you have to keep playing it, and then he'd be frustrated, and then he'd probably leave at that point and be like, all right, this isn't worth it anymore. I'll just go do something else.
I quit.
Yeah, but I think that would be an enjoyable watch for like 10 minutes. It's just making you sit down and play things like Dear Esther, Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. Have you tried Braid?
Braid's
No.
really great though.
The Witness.
Oh, I know about Braid. My friend told me about that. Just give me some beer and I'll play anything.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But
Okay.
let me ask you, is the enjoyment that you don't get from like a single player thing because it's so easy to exploit everything?
Yeah, like it's more like just figuring out how to break the game down, and as soon as like you figure out how to break it down, there's no fun in it. Like I'll figure out like, oh, this is the best, this is the most optimal like move set or something, and it's just like you just do that over and over again, and there's no deviation usually from doing what's optimal, and you just find out what's optimal and you do that, and it's not fun.
Even something like I don't know if you played it, but something like Dark Souls, where it's supposed to be like challenging and difficult.
I've tried it, and it was too slow for my liking, and I just couldn't play.
Fair enough.
I think so. The thing that makes Dark Souls great for me is the slowness of it, like how deliberate everything is. Like when you swing your sword, you are committed to swinging that sword for the full duration of that animation. Canceling isn't really a thing in that.
L canceling?
Yeah, no L canceling in Dark Souls. Although, oh my god,
Oof.
I need to remember to share that video.
Which one?
Of the Mario and
Mario. Yeah, Super Star Fox.
Super Star Fox Bros.
Brothers. Yeah.
Super Star Fox Bros.
Stupid Star Fox.
But like in Dark Souls, all you need to do is just like memorize the boss's attack patterns, and then just like avoid it, or do whatever to avoid
hug
it.
them and walk.
And
in
then
circles.
as soon as you figure out the attack patterns, that's it. You just like
Because
fun, right?
it becomes a reflex game. Like that's the thing is like if it was just memorizing patterns, I understand that. That's like why Pagel sucks or whatever. But there's also a reflex aspect, because even if you can anticipate the pattern, the timing is, depending on what your position is different. And that's where that's where so much fun is. Like when I was watching the speed run of Dark Souls 2, there's a part where he has to go into the gutter and he has to kill this, like, it's basically a huge pile of trash. And he has to do it over and over again. He has to burn a bonfire ascetic so he can get souls, so he can level up, so he can beat the game. Every time he did it, he was like, by the way, I made that look easy. I was clenched this entire time. And everyone laughed. And I was like, that's awesome. Because he has played this game probably several hundreds of times. And yet here he is still getting that, like, rush. This is intense. This is rush. Maybe not on the first.
Maybe because he has a goal. Maybe because he's trying to beat it in a goal or something like that.
Yeah.
That might be it. Like if I'm playing something casual, it's like, I have no goal, so it's just like, I'm just like, hey, I'm just trying to beat this to beat the game, and there's like no time limit. There's nothing like, if there was a goal, like I had to beat this in a certain amount of time, and I knew I could do it, then I would, I'd be on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, because you gotta be perfect. You can't fuck up.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe you're a natural born speedrunner. Maybe you should get into that. It's the 12-hour challenge today, which for those who don't know what that is, it's not golden. It's I Ate Your Pie, who is a speedrunner who's very well known. He's very prominent online. He does this thing called the 12-hour challenge yearly, or might be semi-annually, I'm not sure, where he just wants you to sit down, you sign up for it, he'll feature you, you're doing your thing. It's a great way to get known. I was thinking about doing it, actually. I think it's today, but so we were doing this instead. But you just sit down for 12 hours and you practice a game that you want to learn to speedrun.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, like something like Monster Hunter. I really wanted to do something like Wind Waker.
Oh, yeah.
Something that
I've never played Wind Waker. So
oh my god,
it'll be a thing.
It's beautiful. It's such a gorgeous game. And it's got Dolphin has a VR mode now. So we could do it with some. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know what it is. But
Link.
It sounds cool.
To be Link.
That's kind of every person in our kind of audience's dream is doing that very specific thing. But yeah. Hey, Johan Swag, good to see you. Johan Swag, 1256.
Wait, you didn't finish the thing. So you practice. So you do it for 12 hours.
Yeah, you practice it straight for 12 hours, and then you wrap it up, and it's a great time. It's super fun, and it's a fantastic way to just
be known.
Yeah, just to
play.
Be out there, get out there, and to learn a speed run, which is like, speed running is so much like every other hobby where it's just you need to sit down and do it for a long time before you start to feel like part of the community. Like I still get, like, my job is programming. Like that's what I do besides this, and I still get imposter syndrome, where I like, I'm a shit programmer, et cetera, et cetera. Even though I've been told many times that I'm okay at my job, I'm good at what I do, it still hits me once in a while. I'm like, I suck. But sit down for 12 hours, you practice this game, you can get something under your belt, and then once you have that, you can always go back to that game and do it and practice it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I think of someone like, Talon, who runs Sonic Adventure 2. There's a speed run that takes 14 hours where you have to like raise all the chows and you play through basically 100% Sonic Adventure 2, and it's nuts.
Fuck.
14-hour speedrun, yeah.
Fuck.
There's also a Super Mario speedrun where you just play through, like, it's like Sunshine, 64, it's several Super Mario games in it, or several Mario games, and it just takes, like, an entire day. It takes, like, 18 hours.
My God.
Yeah. It's like a rite of passage for
Wow.
Mario speedrunners, which is awesome. If any of you guys know the name of that or can find it, I'd love to see it in chat, because I heard about it a long time ago, and now it's totally eluding me. So maybe you're a speedrunner at heart. Maybe that's the kind of thing that you really want to be involved in.
Guess I could try it out.
Yeah. Next time we do a 12-hour challenge, I'm going to set you up on that.
Give me a good game though. I don't want to play.
That's
I
up
don't
to
wanna
you,
play
dude. You got to find the game. The one that's in your heart. Run Mega Man Zero.
Okay.
Which one of them?
The first one on Game Boy Advance.
All right.
I love that game. It's a fantastic game. Absolutely incredible piece of work. We have to do an ad read.
Oh shit, that's right.
Get ready, guys.
We're actually sponsored.
Yeah. So we're sponsored this time. We want to thank Zara's Formalware for sponsoring this podcast. Oh, I should do a segue. You know what all good speedrunners like to wear?
Tuxedos.
Dresses?
All good speedrunners love to wear lacy dresses. And I would love to see you in a lacy dress. I would love to see you in a lacy dress.
When was the last time that you guys pretended to go to prom at home in a comfortable dress?
In a VR headset.
Yes.
The podcast is sponsored by Zara's Formalware. There's nothing worse than showing up to a dress event in cargo shorts and sandals. For people like me who don't own any formalwear, Zara's is a godsend. Unlike other tux rentals, Zara's Formalware will take your measurements to make sure that you look astounding in your rented suit. And it features a wide selection of styles and colors. If dresses are more your thing, Zara's Formalware has a large collection of elegant dresses for nights out on the town, proms, quinces, and any other femme fatale you have planned. Please visit them at or in Escondido at 321 North Ash Street, Escondido, California, 92027, or contact them by phone at 707-746-8888. And get looking your best today. Please support them. They're fantastic. Thanks to Zara's Formalware for supporting this podcast and offering a special discount to our listeners. Just mention the Skill Floor or this ad and receive $15 off a tux rental or a tax-free dress. We want to thank Zara's Formalware for making this happen and for financially supporting the Skill Floor.
Ideally, wear both. A tux on top of your dress.
Yeah.
No,
Put-
you rip off the dress and you have a tux on it.
There you go.
I thought you just put a tie around your neck and then and then wear a dress on that, and then you've got like the ascot thing going. It's like a black belt for sucking dick or something.
You could wear one beneath the other, and then when the situation changes, you rip one off, and you're like, I'm prepared for both things.
Oh, you were supposed to wear a tux,
I'm ready for it.
but then you have to wear a just.
How did you hide the tux under the dress? It's just like basically a muscle shirt that just looks like a tux.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't want to be the person who wears a tux shirt to a fancy occasion.
Don't, please.
Please, you don't want to
Please.
do that. That doesn't want
Please.
that. You don't want that to be you. Go out, get a tuxedo, look nice. I have often been chastised for being underdressed. I have very rarely been chastised for being overdressed. So Zara's Formalware, that's a good place for that. I actually, when I got my job with my current employer, who I will be quitting in 4 days, which is exciting. When I got my job with my current employer, I showed up in Over the Garden Wall Tom's I Got Made at Firefly, which is a music festival in Delaware. And I had a ripped dress shirt and shorts.
Wow.
And everyone else was dressed super like formal. And I walked in there. I showed up a little bit late because it was like on the other side of New Jersey. I had to drive up there to go to. And they're like, how's it going? How are things? And I felt terrible. I felt like the hugest slob in that whole office.
How'd you even get it?
I already had the job. I already had the
Oh.
interview. This was onboarding, so like they gave me like a secure ID and like this is what you're gonna do, and this is when you're going to India, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I was worried that they're gonna see me and be like, "You're fired," and that's it. 'Cause,
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Security.
time.
I really wanted the job at that point. So yeah, Zara's Formalware, good stuff there. Thank you for sponsoring. Ding. We should have like a sparkle animation.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is we need a soundboard?
No, you could probably play animation.
What ad read? Yeah. So we're also doing a stream tonight, 8 to 11. Late stream, yeah. 8 to 11. It's party games. We're gonna be playing games with you guys. We got Video Ball on tap.
What about Lucio Ball?
Yes, we will be doing Lucio Ball. We have Overwatch. Yeah, we
have
can
two
afford video
computers.
games. We play video games. Yeah, we do have 2 computers. Evolve is going to be something that's happening. I really, really want to play more Evolve. Evolve Stage 2, that game was absolutely meant to be free to play.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Absolutely.
it started out the other way around. I didn't pick it up then. I am absolutely in love with it in its free to play version.
Should I download it?
Yes.
It's amazing.
All right.
It's
It's
really
so
good.
it's so good. Yeah.
Never tried it.
Right now, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
You know, the fact that
it-
it's free to play too is just like
But that's the only reason I'm gonna play it.
yeah.
I'm
No, for sure.
trying to think of what it reminded me of playing. I feel like I've played something similar before.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
That's the go-to, but I know it's not Left 4 Dead. It's something else.
Well, it's made by Turtle Rock, who did Left 4 Dead.
I know. I know. I remember hearing like, oh, Left 4 Dead, but with a monster and a
Same
fifth
thing?
player.
It's Left 4 Dead, but with guns. Imagine
And
if
like a
everyone
permanent
criticized
tank.
Fallout
Yeah,
for the
right.
same reason they criticized.
It's like Skyrim.
It
Yeah.
reminded me when I played it for the first time of something that I can't quite recall
Just
right
use
now.
your hand.
Come on, guys. Come on.
It's
Mm.
but it was fun.
What the
I
fuck?
it would definitely be something that I would play for more than like a couple matches
Did
or
it
a couple
break?
hours.
Do you guys do
The
it with
Twitch
like a
thing
full
break?
group or
No, it's only been 2 so far.
Sounds
Good.
awful.
Yeah, I know.
Things are fine.
If you guys need, I'll get a full group
Hi.
going
Please.
immediately.
I'm Matthew, and I know how to open beer.
Do you?
No, I just struggled for like an hour trying to get this open.
If you want, I'll go get a nipple and then attach it to the bottle if it'll help you drink.
No, that won't help me out at all.
dry.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely dry here. But yes, it's so much fun. I like the way the classes work. Hunting the monster, like when you dome it, it feels surprisingly satisfying.
I heard it was just like either you kill the monster or you just run around until the monster is powerful enough and then he kills you and that's it.
That used to be the game before. That used to be the game. Not anymore.
Yeah, I think
It's a lot more fast paced.
at stage 2 you can definitely kill the monster. I
Yeah.
think we actually
It's a
we-
it's
yeah,
a fucking challenge.
it's a
but you can.
challenge, but you can
I
do
mean,
it.
the monster just has to go for the healer, right?
I mean, not always.
But then they all focus
yeah.
you.
So the thing is like the healer, like if you're in my heart as
As a
someone who
healer.
sucks at healing,
Mm-hmm.
when you're healing, the goal is to keep your jetpack as full as possible so you can dash away as often as you can
Or into your allies.
or into your allies. Yeah, there's just there's things you can do, and the support class who also does shields and stuff. It's not healing. Doesn't have the vivaciousness of healing, but it is useful. I don't know. There's so much bad shit that can happen to someone who is just like underprepared for whatever reason.
You can get eaten by a plant, a monster.
Yeah, it's fun.
anything.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've been coming into the office like whenever I'm done like not photoshopping or something or doing something like that. I'll just
Have you played as a monster?
I have not no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I gotta do it
Oh my
sometime,
God.
yeah.
It's
That
so-
sounds like
so fun.
What I would want to do is
It's
just
so,
play
it's so
as
much
a
fun.
monster.
It's so
Yeah.
much fun. The Kraken. Oh, I love that motherfucker.
Piece of
I
shit
love
monster,
them.
dude.
Wait,
Love
the
them.
Kraken's the Cthulhu looking one?
Yeah. You're the space wizard.
Is there anything that's pay to win in the game, or everything's free?
So
Unlock.
there are perks that you have to unlock, right? So when you start off, you suck. I would say the perks are not trivial. They make a meaningful difference in your ability to
So
beat
you just gotta
some stuff.
play to unlock them,
Yeah,
or
you just have to play to unlock them.
Like any free to play
Yeah,
game.
it's a convenience thing, right? It's like how much money is my time worth, and am I enjoying playing this like this? If not, then I'll do this. If not, I'll do this. Speaking of that, the international coming
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, Dota 2. A game that used to be a huge part of my life. I almost dropped out of college to play Dota professionally.
Really?
Yeah.
You're that
Yeah.
good?
So here's the thing. I don't think I would have been made like any money. I think that I would have probably done like the YouTube thing and been like, these are the strategies that are currently in the meta. I think I would have gone like the information route now that it's
perch way?
professional play. Yeah.
Not actually have the skill to go pro.
I think if I had sat down and played, I probably could have done like tournaments in the US. I don't think I could have done international. I don't think I could have played at that level. I think I would have been pretty high.
Well, not with that attitude, man.
I know. I should have just committed and did it.
Would you say? Sorry to interrupt, but would you say that to be good at Dota, is it what's more important, being able to have a team where you are good together, or is your individual skill level just that is if not more important?
Both.
Sorry, one more time. I got distracted by this message.
Yeah. When you're playing, like for the people who go to play Dota professionally, is it more important that you have a team of 5 people who are pretty good, but their communication and what they know how to do together
Dude,
is the
communication
most
is
important thing? Or is it
everything.
if you have 5 lone wolves who are fucking great, they can pull a win?
Nope. That's not at all how it'll work. Dota is not that kind of game. Dota is a team game.
Like
And-
I've played. I'm asking specifically
league.
for.
It's not
so here's the thing: is like, okay, if you are a lone wolf for
Mhm.
whatever reason, you were very good at the game, you still can't get like 3 people just showing up and just shitting in your heart, right? You don't have lane control without the team being there and being in control of that kind of thing. It's kind of a tricky situation. Where if you could be the best at the game, but if you don't have rune control, if you can't farm because people are bullying you out of lane, etc., 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 you're gonna be in a shitty situation pretty much for the rest.
Yeah,
Oh,
like the
of
other
the
team
time.
will know. They'll single you out, and
Yeah.
it'll be over.
Yeah.
Like
I
you're
know-
the muscle of your team.
I've seen it happen all the time.
Yeah.
My friend Kevin, he's actually a huge Smash player now. He's like one of the best people over at Davis. I think he might have graduated by now, but when I last talked to him, that was like his thing. He played Invoker, and we played it. We would often like as a dorm come together and play online.
Do you scene change? You're talking.
I mean, I guess, but like whatever. Scene change. My friend Kevin, who he's really good at Invoker. Whenever we play online, people would catch on and immediately start getting targeted. Kevin, the crafty son of a bitch, would just turn invisible and do the thing where he slows them down, and he'd buy Radiance, and he was like one of the first people to do the Radiance invisibility build. Radiance sets you on fire, and you hurt everyone around you. And so he would just show up next to your team, you'd be invisible, and he would just do burn damage to everyone the whole time.
Sunfire Cape from League, but
Yeah.
overpowered.
So frustrating, yeah. It does like serious damage to you too, which is
Now it gives you like a miss chance. And
That's
then,
nuts.
And then 60 plus 60 damage, and then the burn, which is dumb as fuck.
Yeah. So
Pretty good.
yeah, international's coming up. I'm a Navi fan, which is kind of a shitty situation because Navi fucking blows now.
They keep coming back,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, they're back. No, they get shit on by some Asian team.
Yeah, but that's
And
not
it's
the
back
thing.
and forth.
That's not the thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about. So, any news on Skate 4? So when you get chests in that game, it's so much like gambling.
It
You
is
go to
gambling.
a casino and you spin the wheel
It
and
is
the
gambling.
thing comes up. It feels. You know what? I was doing it last night. I was just opening chests and it was just like. Oh man, I really want to get that rare. And then the lights start to flash. You start to feel the roulette going, and then I was just like, "Holy shit! I'm in Vegas right now." It's just.
Steam Vegas.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to do that kind of system. I'm sure CS:GO is the same way.
Yeah. I don't think you get as many things as in Dota.
Mhm.
Dota just showers you with cosmetics.
Yeah.
Every now and then. But it's
Well,
really good.
Unfortunately, I do have to get to work, so I'm gonna have to cut
Oh.
it short
Check
here
out. Okay.
and
Shall we do
leave it for you
small
guys.
break? Get up, get shit, come back.
No. Sure. We can also. We've been running for about 57 minutes. I think this is a good spot for the. Since we started so late, I think this is a good spot to just wrap
Break
up.
it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Because we have to get ready for the stream tonight at 8.
2 hours.
Yeah. So for me that means going home and showering and getting ready to go and
I
stuff
gotta
like
peel
that.
some shrimp.
Yeah, he's got to peel shrimp. We were
For
getting some
tomorrow.
seafood for tomorrow. Anyway, we want to thank you all for joining. So we're doing this. Thank you all for joining the Skill Floor podcast, our first ever live performance. I hope you guys liked it. I definitely had fun doing it. Thank you all for being here. We always appreciate you. Oh, we're already scene 2.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
You can go back.
Yeah.
'Cause we're wrapping up.
We are the Skill Floor, an amateur collective of content creators trying to make cool shit for the internet. We have a YouTube channel. Just look us up, Skill Floor.
The Skill Floor.
We have a Twitch stream, obviously. We'll be streaming tonight, 8 to sadness. We'll be getting drunk. We'll be playing games, party games with you guys, party games with ourselves, party games in bed, all kinds of sick party games for you, your friends, your dog, your animals, your birds, especially your birds. We'll have party games for everybody.
If
Sign
you
up.
like-
I
party-
signed up for the bed games, man.
Yeah,
If you'd like, play the drinking game with us. For every drink we take, you take 2.
yeah, that's my favorite drinking game.
Double fucked.
Yeah. It's going to be a great time tonight. I always love the Saturday night streams. Thank you for being here. Like I said, if you enjoyed this, please consider leaving a follow. If you, have any support or if you really want to support us, share the stream. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider clicking the tip button and leave us a tip. We always appreciate that stuff. And you'll have an opportunity later tonight, too, to do the same thing.
You're gonna
Your
buy me
name will
with it.
pop up. It'll be great. Yeah.
And we'll point you out on the Monday vlog.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
So on the Monday Amateur Hour video, we always give a shout out to the person who donates the most every week, and we also always talk about like one other streamer who we think is doing really, really awesome work. So if you're either of those things, let us know. We'd love to feature you. Have an excellent rest of day. We'll see you guys tonight. And,
Couple hours, yeah.
Love you.
Bye.